Alright, in this short video, I want to talk briefly about institutional ownership when it comes to Palantir stock. So let's get right into that. We've got the ownership summary right here on Nasdaq.com. Institutional ownership at 11.99%. So about 12% of the shares are currently under institutional ownership. And if we come over to a company like Tesla's institutional holdings, on the other hand, are north of 40%, coming in around 42%, and that number will only be increasing. Now, there's no guarantee of a connection between institutional ownership and safety of a stock, but there pretty much is a relationship between those two. So heading back over to Palantir, I would like to see institutional funds continue to buy up shares in the company. And of course, this is not going to happen right away, but 20%, 30% and higher would be great to see over the coming years. I will be watching that number, that 12%, and see how it grows over the coming months. Alright, that being said, what I was more interested in sharing with you today is a website that I was just made aware of. It's called LucidTracking. It's in beta right now. This is not a sponsor. They didn't even ask me to make this video. They just sent me the link, asked me to check it out, and it is a pretty awesome website, I have to tell you that. And right off the bat, let me just say this is a way that you can track ARK Invest's buying and selling and what they have in each fund, because I know many of you are very interested in what ARK is doing with their money. So you can check out the daily buys, ARK K, ARK Q, ARK W, collapse and expand, head over to sells. They're not selling too many today. And you can even view the aggregates, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we'll go ahead and collapse that, the adds and drops. But what I wanted to show you is they bring it all together into this tight chart right here, graph I guess you could say, and it's got all the companies down here at the bottom, and you'll see how much they're selling off and how much they're buying in. This is a percent daily change. I can change it to absolute shares held, and so it turns into a bar chart pretty much, and you can see how much they're either adding or subtracting from their overall assets under management, daily capital injection. Everything below the x-axis is taking away from their positions, and everything above will be adding to their positions. But what I like to look at is the portfolio weight, and we can move along to the ARK W, which is where PLTR is. Palantir stock, should be able to find it. Yep, Palantir, if I can get it selected, be right there. Anyway, Palantir right there, you'll see it's pretty much been flatlined since they added their what was 20,000 shares to start off, and they've been increasing it. They've got it over 1 million now, and you'll see it's weighted pretty low in the entire ARK W internet ETF because of how new of an addition it is. It is not the smallest weighting in the entire fund. I'm following it there. So it's pretty cool to see that in a visual way. And the other thing I want to add is that if you have a stock on your watch list, you can view it in the aggregate in each of the ARK funds. But for Palantir, for instance, we just have Palantir in the ARK W fund. So again, not much action going on for the longest time when ARK ended up adding them, and then they've been accumulating very aggressively since. And that is portfolio weight. I'll switch it over to the percent daily change so you can see they are buying and selling and trading. They are a trading ETF. This is an active ETF. Most of the ones, they do have some that are not. I believe it's 3D printing and something else. But ARK W is an active fund. So ARK Invest, Kathy Wood, the whole management team is actually making trades day to day. That's what this website is great for. Again, they did not pay me to say this. They didn't even ask me to say this. I'm just sharing this with you because I think it is a great tool. It's LucidTracking.com. So if we look at the weekly capital injection, they haven't been adding too much week to week, but there was that 1 week coming after the Q3 report that they did add a significant amount, which was about 1 million shares at the time. And the shares times closing price, that'll give us the market value, and it's only been increasing over time with Palantir stock increasing over time. And just to compare Tesla and Palantir for just a second on this website, you'll see the aggregate for Tesla is much more developed than that of Palantir because Tesla is in many of the different funds for ARK Invest, whereas Palantir, as of yet, is just in the ARK W fund. And if we switch it over to portfolio weight, you'll see Tesla as one of the biggest. I think it actually is the biggest across all of the funds in the aggregate. You can see Tesla just dominating, and Palantir is literally just a speck on that. And by ETF, again, you'll see Palantir filling up in ARK W, Tesla in ARK K, Tesla in ARK Q, and Tesla in ARK W as well. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you guys. It is a pretty incredible tool. It is still in beta. They're still working some stuff out. I think if you sign up for an account now, it's free until the beta period ends. So I'd say just go over and check it out. They're doing some pretty good work. And just one last thing I want to add here. If you search up the company's name, just PLTR in this instance, any company that is within ARK's funds will show up with the funds here. And you can see the number of shares and the date and the market value being shares times closing price with the weight of the portfolio at that instance, the closing price for that day, and the daily change and the daily capital injection and how much has gone in for the week. You'll also get some news updates and you'll get to see the financials down there. Doesn't look like all of those are accurate, but you can scroll up and see the trends for the company. So you can see the specific information if you want to. And with that, I will head over to Hypercharts to close out this episode. Let's just talk about the stock price. The stock soaring again today, nearly hitting $30. It got pretty close, got about 25 cents away. And if we just look at the chart, which isn't quite updated yet for Hypercharts, but that'll give you the general sense. This stock has been on such a tear. It's gone from below $10, pretty much $9, all the way up to nearly $30. So we got a 3x return already. And what does that tell me? That tells me people are really loading up. This company is now a $50 billion company. People are loading up for the long term. And that's why you haven't seen much selling pressure. I played a clip from Jim Cramer the other day about how Palantir and all these other hype companies, again, I wasn't expecting Palantir to be a hype company. I was just here in the beginning for the long-term potential of this company.
And then there's the speculative part of the market, which is insane. I mean, we've got a lot of stocks that everyone must think are the next Teslas. And you see those go up so much that you begin to say, well, wait a second, can that continue forever? And those are the stocks that I'm really watching. But everything they buy goes higher. So that's what I'm focused on, is can that continue? Because that speculation is usually met with some sort of big sell-off. Hasn't happened yet, though. Palantir doubled, but nothing happened. So maybe Palantir offered it too low. But, you know, Becky, I've not seen this in my career.
We have seen many hype companies, NIO and Tesla among them, that have just continued to soar higher. Head over to NIO here. Look at NIO's chart. That only comes from people not selling, people holding on for the long term. We can look at Tesla pushing to new highs today. Same kind of thing. There is some more selling here with Tesla because it's more institutionally held. But again, the same general trend. There is a lot of value being recognized in these high growth, highly futurized companies of the future. All right, I got a lot more content coming. Again, check out LucidTracking if you're interested. It's all about ARK Invest. I think it's pretty great. I'm going to be messing around with it going forward, and I'll probably use it in some upcoming videos. And yeah, that's about it for today. Let me know in the comments what you are thinking about Palantir's absolutely meteoric rise and if it will continue. Until next time, peace.